Welcome to the Abundance Hack Show, where we are inspiring you to tap into your power to manifest the happiness, success, and fulfillment that you desire. I am your host, Niajae, the Upper Limit Coach. I am here to dismantle your limiting beliefs and remove the blocks so you can confidently live your life's purpose, because life is meant to be abundant. Hey M&Ms, thank you for tuning in to the Abundance Hack Show. What are you manifesting in your life today? If you are listening for the first time, I just want to remind you this show is filmed Guerilla Style. So typically I am at different locations every single episode, and today I am on my rooftop and it's a beautiful sunny day in Florida, so there's a lot of people at the pool. So if you hear background noise, I just want to give you the heads up, that is why. All right, so I want to talk about a super important topic today, and I'm really excited to dive into this because I think that it's something that we all need, no matter who you are, what walk of life, what age you are. It's something that you need in your life, period. Whether you want to be successful, whether you just want to live a mediocre life, it's still something that you need, and that is inner strength. So we are going to talk about building inner strength. I have my notes today because there's a lot that I want to go over, so I want to make sure I don't leave anything out. What is inner strength? The way they define it is integrity of character, resoluteness of will, mental resistance to doubt or discouragement. So what does that even mean? So it basically is your will to push past any difficulties or challenges that life presents to you. I read this really amazing quote online, and I want to share it with you. It says, "Good inner strength gives us self-confidence. It also gives us determination, tolerance, and enthusiasm, all necessary for leading a quality life. People with great inner strength are compassionate, and they take pains to purify their existence, which makes them very high-class individuals." So I found that really, really powerful, and really taking your pain to purify their existence, like that really resonates with me, because we are all faced with challenges. And I used to think that I was just given this challenging life and it was just me. But no matter where you came from, no matter what your upbringing is, no matter if you had one parent, both parents, no parents, you still are faced with your own challenges, and you still have to overcome certain things, especially to step into who you are meant to be and live a purpose. So that is where inner strength comes in, and that's why I feel no matter who you are, where you are, how old you are, inner strength is something that you need to go through life. All right, so let's dive in. I have 10 ways to build inner strength. Number one is trust yourself. You have to know you are stronger than you believe. You never know just how strong you are until you push yourself to the limit. So this reminds me of one of my favorite quotes by David Goggins. He says, "We all have a defense mechanism inside of us, and when it feels like it's getting like too tough and too difficult, we are only at 40%. So if you are able to push past that difficult feeling where you feel like, okay, I have no more to give, you're only at 40%, and you have 60 more percent to go, which is a lot. So if you can push past that and really tap into that inner strength, you can go way further than what you believe." So it's a really, really powerful thought. When you feel like my back is up against a wall, I'm burnt out, I have no more to give, you're actually only at 40%. When you're working out, until you get tired, you haven't even done the work yet. The real strength comes in when you push past that moment where you're like, okay, I have no more. Like, we are so much stronger than what we believe. So that actually brings me into number two, because it is a quote by David Goggins, another quote by David Goggins, but he says you have to callus your mind. So this is really, really powerful. So we callus so many different things. Like when I think of callus, I think callus on my hands because I used to do aerials. So you would have to build up callus on your hands, in order to grip some of the apparatus when you're doing aerial art. So if you're not familiar with aerials, it's like Cirque du Soleil where you're like climbing and doing tricks in the air and stuff like that. And so there's different apparatus that are really rough on your hands, and the more you do it, the more you build callus, and the easier it is to grip these different apparatus. So your mind is just like that. You have to callus your mind in order to build up that resistance to be able to face any difficulty that life gives you. And one of the things that I remember about aerials is like I stopped for years because I sold my studio, so I stopped for years, and then trying to go back to it, it's like starting all over again. So I think building and maintaining inner strength it's a consistent thing. It's a consistent practice that you should have in your life. So you want to callus your mind, find ways to challenge your mind. How can you callus your mind? How can you stretch your mind beyond what you see capable right now? And there's so many different ways that you can do it. I would love to hear from you guys. Whatever you're watching on, wherever you're tuning in from, comment and let me know some ways you feel like you can callus your mind or stretch your mind beyond what you think is possible. All right, number 3 is find ways to challenge yourself. So this is actually kind of what number 2 is about, callusing your mind, but actually seeking out challenges. So there's a really amazing TED Talk that is like 100 days of rejection. No one likes rejection. No one likes rejection. But the more you practice, like sales, for example, the better you get at handling rejection. So this challenge, 100 days of rejection, is forcing people to go out and do things where they know they're going to get rejected. But the more you're able to handle it and say, you know what, like, what's the worst that could happen? What's the worst that could happen? Like, this didn't kill me. This didn't destroy me. So it makes things a little easier in perspective to deal with when you know, like, okay, I'm going to go for this because what is the worst that can happen? So definitely finding ways to challenge yourself. And the more you can be comfortable with being uncomfortable, the more you can master your inner strength, because that's what it's about. It's mastery, but not trying to master the world. It's mastering what's inside. It's mastering our own inner self. So find ways to challenge yourself. And the more you can challenge yourself, the more inner strength you are going to build. Number 4 is have a positive perspective. So perspective is everything. And we all know the famous, the glass is half empty, the glass is half full, but it's the same amount of liquid in the glass, but it's all about perspective. And people have been arguing about this glass forever. But the reality is like everyone has a different perspective. So how can you find a positive perspective? So one thing, you want to know that as long as you are alive, you can fight another day. So if you're here, you can push past and work through anything. And if you know that, like, as long as I'm waking up and I have air in my lungs, I can fight another day. So when you just look at it from that perspective of like, I'm still here, so I am still going to fight, it gives you that inner strength, that gumph, that grit, you know? So, gumph, is that even a word? Sometimes I make up words. It may be a word, but I don't know. So another thing is you want to know that you are not alone. So I know that there's times where we feel isolated, like feeling like no one understands, no one gets it, no one resonates, no one can relate. That's an isolating feeling. But if you know that there are billions of people in this world and someone is going through exactly what it is that you're going through, someone is experiencing exactly what it is that you're experiencing, it makes it a little more comforting. And so really just putting it into perspective, like, I can't be the only one going through this, and I know that other people have survived this situation, so I am going to survive this situation. Knowing that strong people are an inspiration. Some of the best stories are stories of how people did the impossible, how people overcame things that no one thought they would have been able to. Those are the best stories. So knowing that your strength is inspiring someone, that alone sometimes is enough to keep you going. Someone's watching you and you are inspiring someone. So keep going. So know that you are going to be okay. Now, this is one thing that, like, when I'm in my feelings, I don't want to hear it. When people are like, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. It literally is like nails to a chalkboard to me, because I'm like, I don't want to hear that right now. But the reality is you will be okay. So knowing, like, I'm strong, I got this, I could face whatever life throws at me, and I'm going to make it out alive. Like, and I know, eventually we all, whatever, but as far as I'm talking about situational things, like, this can happen. Like, some people are afraid to move forward with businesses or take trips or do whatever, but the reality is, like, you're gonna be okay. And obviously there are things that happen in life, but, like, if you walk this earth with fear and it prevents you from taking chances and living and experiencing, you might as well not live. You know what I mean? Because that is what life is for living. It's for thriving. It's for exploring. So knowing that you are going to be okay. So take the chance, start the business, take the leap, tell the person you love them, take the trip, buy the shoes, always buy the shoes. And it's going to be okay. Things have a way of working themselves out. So ask yourself, how can I shift my perspective of my situation? How can I find the positive? How can I find the silver lining in any challenge that I'm faced with? So number 5 is know that the challenges are preparing you for what you've asked for. So I really, really love this. I actually just posted this on Facebook not that long ago. What if everything you're going through is preparing you for what you asked for? It's such a powerful thought, because I believe that challenges are meant to, one, teach us what we still need to heal, where we need to improve, what triggers we have of unresolved things or negative pre-programming, and we have to face these things and we have to push past them in order to step into who we are meant to be. So who are you now, and who do you need to be to have everything that you desire? So these are really, really powerful questions to really ask yourself. Who do I need to be to have the thriving business that I want? Who do I need to be to have the thriving career that I want? Who do I need to be to have the passionate, crazy, like, just unconditional love relationship that I desire? Or maybe you don't want a passionate, crazy, like, unconditional love relationship. Maybe you just want a stable, secure relationship. Who do you need to be to attract your dream person to have that secure, stable relationship? So really, really powerful thoughts. Like, take a moment and just, like, let that sink in. So number 6 is know their strength and vulnerability. So I recently fell in love with Brene Brown. So I'm not a huge Netflix and chill person, but the one time I did just, like, binge on Netflix is the Brene Brown special, where she talks about vulnerability. If you haven't seen it, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It's amazing. So one thing I want to point out is strong individuals face their challenges and not run from them. If you are not facing your challenges, your triggers, your pains, your traumas, that's kind of being a coward. And yes, I'm calling you out right now. You're being a coward. The people that are strong and that have inner strength face their challenges. They face their traumas. And when I say traumas, I'm not talking about like really severe traumas. I'm talking about negative pre-programming and things that caused us pain in our childhood or our young adulthood, where we have held on to it and harbored these feelings that are now surfacing in our adult life. So that's what I mean by traumas. I just want to clarify that because I know that word can, there's different extremes to the word, and I'm not talking about the extremes. I'm just talking about the pains and the negative pre-programming that we may have experienced that are causing us to have patterns that are standing in our way today in our adult life. So people with inner strength, they face their challenges, and they're open about it, and they're raw, and they're real about it. And there's a few things in life that I want you to just think about, like how much strength stuff like this can take, and taking a moment and seeing how far you've come. But think about like a heartbreak that you had and you didn't think you were going to survive it, but you're still here. You're still here and you survived it and you're okay. Think about like childbirth. Like, I don't have any kids, but the thought of that, like, that's some strength right there. Think about a painful surgery or a life transition that you may have had, losing a house, losing a job, maybe even losing a loved one. And there's so many times where we think we're not going to make it through a difficult time, and we always pull through. And that is the inner strength. So remind yourself of a difficult time where you may not have thought you were going to make it through, and you were able to pull through and come out and still be here, ready to live and like thrive another day.
Is imposter syndrome holding you back from taking your business or life to the next level? Is your upper limit preventing you from achieving the success you truly desire and deserve? Because you do deserve an abundant life. Go to Niajae.com/transcend to register for my exclusive masterclass, Transcend Your Upper Limits. Learn how to navigate through the hurdles on the way to the success, the happiness, and the fulfillment you desire. That's Niajae.com/transcend, Niajae.com. It's time to transcend your upper limit.
So number 7 is meditate and pray. No matter what religion you are, it's not about religion. It's really just connecting to your inner self, like connecting to self and also connecting to source. So my personal breakdown of meditation and prayer is speaking and meditation is listening. So that's how I like to break it down. When you're praying, you are asking for something, or you're sending gratitude to whatever source or higher being you believe in. And when you're meditating, that's more connecting with yourself. So connect with self and connect with source. And when I say source, that could be whatever higher being you believe in, but believing in something greater than just you. So that's part of it. You have to believe in something. Like inner strength is about believing there is a greater purpose. And sometimes our purposes are bigger than us, and really just believing in that bigger picture and that greater thing. Number 8 is gravitate towards things that feel good. You want to gravitate towards things that feel good. So surround yourself with positive and supportive and fun people. And they say your future is determined by the 5 people you spend the most time with. So really take a good look at who are the 5 people you spend the most time with, and are they positive? Are they supportive? Are they encouraging? Are they fun? Do they make you feel good? Are you happy around them? Do they raise your vibrations? You want to hold on to your passions. This one is so big. As adults, we let our passions go, and then we wonder why our lives are so monotone, because we're not doing the things we're super passionate about. So making sure that you hold on to your passion. And I just want to add in there, so this is not in my notes, but I just want to add in there, one of the things that I did recently to make sure that I am holding on to my passion is I just started doing aerials again. When I sold my studio, so let me back up. While I was in my, running my business, I started feeling like, okay, aerials is not as fun anymore because now I'm choreographing and now it's like work. Now I have to come up with a new routine and I have to do this. And it took the fun away from it. But when I sold my studio, I stopped doing aerials. I stopped doing something that I loved, and recently I was just like, okay, I need to get the passion back in my life. And I think that I was trying to place passion in other areas and feeling like, oh, well, I need this to be passionate. Like maybe I need my love life to be passionate. But I'm like, there's so many things that I was passionate about that I don't do anymore. So one of the things that I started back doing is doing aerials. I went and purchased a unlimited open gym aerial package, so I can go to the aerial studio by my house and just play, and it's no work, it's no choreographing, it's not for a show or anything. It's just me and the silks and just the art form and just the beauty and how strong and powerful I feel after. So hold on to your passion, and if it's something that you've let go, ask yourself, like, what am I really passionate about? What can I do that is gonna make me feel good? And why did I ever let it go? There's so many times we lose our identity. We lose our identity to our businesses. We lose our identity in marriages and relationships. It is so important that you hold on to your passions and hold on to your identity. That is part of inner strength. No matter what is going on in your life, whether you start a new business, whether you're in a new relationship, a new marriage, whatever the case may be, you're a new mom, you want to make sure you hold on to your passions and your identity. All right, so the next one, as far as gravitating towards something that feels good, is journaling. So taking inventory of what feels good and what doesn't. A lot of times we're in autopilot. I think I mentioned this in my last episode, or actually I didn't mention it in an episode. I mentioned it in a Facebook post, but a lot of times we're on autopilot and we're just going, and we're not taking time to take inventory and check in on how we're feeling, who we're around that raises our vibrations, who we're around that lowers our vibrations. What are we doing that are raising our vibrations? What are we doing that are lowering our vibrations? What are we eating? What are we drinking? What are we doing that make us feel good? And then what are we doing that make us feel like crap? And once you start to pay attention to that, it really shifts how you live your day-to-day life. And you start to gravitate more towards the things that feel good, because nobody wants to feel like crap. So when you realize, like, okay, well, these items make me feel good, so let me just do more of this, you know? So journaling is so powerful. I got a bullet journal. I'm obsessed with bullet journals now. I will be doing an episode on how to bullet journal because I am obsessed with it. But I want to work out a few different things, because I have some ideas. Here I go again rambling, but I have some ideas for like bullet journaling for like self-awareness, and bullet journaling for abundance. Oh, I have so many things in the works, guys. I'm really excited about that. But journaling is so powerful. Number 9 is do something that matters. Do something that matters. Like sometimes it's not just about us. So this is giving back. This is, and I shouldn't say giving back, but this is just giving, like serving, doing something that matters, making an impact in someone else's life. Like, how can you pay it forward? How can you put a smile on someone else's face? And the thing is, there's days where we don't feel like smiling, but if we can put a smile on someone else's face, that creates a ripple effect. That creates a ripple effect, because it brightens their day, then they brighten someone else's day, and then they brighten someone else's day. So really, really just trying to serve when you can serve, trying to make an impact when you can make an impact. And last but definitely not least, keep a feel-good folder, or create and then keep a feel-good folder. So this could be great emails, this could be compliments, this could be pictures that make you feel good, but just something that when you are feeling bad, you can go to it and it'll be a reminder of how awesome you are, how awesome your life is. Or it could just be cat or dog pictures that just make you smile and feel good. And I really would love to do like a virtual feel good folder workshop where like we do like a Zoom session and we just like create these like super awesome things and, you know, just chat while we're doing it and maybe drink some wine. Like, who's down for that? Definitely let me know if you're down for that, because We can make it happen. All right, guys, so I really hope that you found value in this. And if you did, if you know someone that needs to hear this, definitely share this episode with them. We're on all the platforms: iTunes, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify. We'll be on iHeartRadio soon, probably in the next day or two. So yes, definitely share this with someone that you feel needs to hear this. And inner strength is so powerful. Like I said, I feel like it's something that everyone needs, no matter where you are, what walk of life, how old you are. Like, it's something that we need in order to face life's challenges and come out on top. Every challenge is teaching us something that we need to learn in order to be the best possible versions of ourselves, to live our best life. So don't run from the challenges, don't hide them, don't suppress them, don't sweep them under the rug, don't stuff them in the back of the closet. You want to face them, and you want to transcend those limiting beliefs and the blocks and anything that's holding you back from being the best version of yourself, living your purpose and living your best life. And that is my message this episode, you guys. I really hope this touched someone, and I'd love to hear your feedback. Until next time, love and light.
Thank you for tuning in to the Abundance Hack Show. I would love to hear from you. Leave your comments and questions, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our yummy episodes. Every time you leave a 5-star rating or review, I do my happy dance.